Hi, welcome to Keto Life Support, where we make your keto life sustainable, fun, and low stress. I'm Kim Howerton from theketones.com, and I'll be coming to you weekly with some of my keto besties to bring you the practical, real-world keto advice that you need. Quick disclaimer, I am not a doctor, and even if we have a doctor in the house, he or she is not your doctor, and nothing on this show should be taken as medical advice. Always check with a trusted medical professional about your personal medical concerns. Hello and welcome to Keto Life Support. This is Kim Howerton, and today I will be discussing exogenous ketones. Yes, I know, it's thrilling. Let's do it. Okay, so first I'm going to define some terms. We've got endogenous, which means from inside the body, and we've got exogenous, which means from outside the body. So as an example, a type 1 diabetic who does not make enough endogenous insulin needs to take exogenous insulin. They need to take it from outside their body to have a proper insulin level, right? So years ago, the ketogenic diet was developed, and the purpose of the ketogenic diet was to produce ketones endogenously, right? But then many years later, some scientists found they could create ketones in a lab that could be used therapeutically. So exogenous ketones came into being. So you could either make ketones, endogenous, and show that you had blood ketones, or you could take ketones and show you had blood ketones. Now, in certain circumstances, this is an amazing addition, an amazing benefit for people. For people looking for therapeutic ketosis, so they're treating a condition. Maybe they've just had a traumatic brain injury. Maybe they have certain types of cancers. Maybe, this is one of the reasons they were developed by Dominic D'Agostino in his lab. He was developing this something to help with oxygen toxicity for Navy divers, right? So it was found that ketones were protective. So could we create a substance that did the same thing? And that was an amazing medical scientific discovery. So I'm not knocking exogenous ketones as a general topic. However, they are very, 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 very misapplied and mismarketed in this current popularity of ketogenic dieting milieu. So what always happens, industry ruins everything, right? I sound like such a communist. Anyway, I'm really very pro-industry, but that's what happens is you find a way that you can market something and then it goes a little off the rails eventually. So these marketing companies, these product companies, they found that people were very interested in ketogenic diets, and they wanted to, this ketosis thing sounded very interesting, and what are the benefits? And wow, these people on ketogenic diets, they are losing a lot of weight, and the weight loss market, that is a hot topic market, right? It's a great market for a company. And so they took these formulas of exogenous ketones and they said, look, ketogenic diet's in a bottle. You don't have to do all that hard work. Just take these things. And that's where I have a big problem with them. So it is not the now, for therapeutic ketosis people, this is not the case. But for people who are seeking a ketogenic diet for weight loss as their primary point of interest, right? It is not the presence of the ketones that is causing the weight loss. It is the making of the ketones. I'll say that again. It is not the presence of the ketones. It is the making of the ketones, right? So, when you go out in the sun and you get some sun on your skin and it gets slightly tan, you're like, I've gotten some good vitamin D exposure today. And you can improve your health from the presence of that tan. Right now, don't get a burn. It's bad for you. But we're just talking about that, that little bit of vitamin D absorption a day that you're supposed to get. Now, imagine another person got some self-tanner And they're just as tan as that other person. Yeah, but they haven't done the thing that makes the thing happen, right? They haven't been in the sun. So they might look, at a glance, they look like they must have absorbed plenty of vitamin D. That's amazing. You're healthy. No, they have applied the tan. It's not the same. And this is the issue I have with taking exogenous ketones, is that people out there in the world, sometimes well-intentioned but sadly misinformed people have been sold the fact that they have to take ketones to be on a ketogenic diet. And that is so not the case. And it's what makes me sort of emphatic about this point, because I feel like I have to fight against this tide of marketing on the other side. It's the fact that you are eating in a way on a ketogenic diet that lowers your insulin response. Now, with that lowered insulin response, you show the presence of ketones, right? So one of the reasons that I'm happy to see ketones, one of the main reasons I'm happy to see ketones in my blood, is that it is a confirmation for me that I've been keeping my insulin levels low. Unfortunately, when you take exogenous ketones, it's not telling you anything except you took exogenous ketones. So you can't then depend on your ketone numbers to tell you anything. They're not telling you you've suppressed your insulin, because you can take these exogenous ketones and eat a bagel and still have ketones in your blood, but you'll also have high glucose. And your body was not intended to have high glucose and ketones. That is not a natural state. And so, one of the marketing promises of some of these less reputable companies is that they say, it's good. You cheat on keto and then just have some exogenous ketones. You'll just hop right back into ketosis really fast. You'll be fine. It's good. That's not good. Having cheaty ways is not good. I mean, it's like Ashley Madison for your blood ketones. You want to produce the ketones. And I'm just super scared about someone covering up their many indiscretions of the carb variety with taking these exogenous ketones. That can get you into what I fear might be really bad territory from a health perspective. So I just want to point out for people new to keto, if someone is trying to sell you something that you have to do to get into keto, maybe some salt, buy the salt, not keto, anyway, sodium, you might want some of that, but there's no required products, for ketosis. It is a lifestyle. It is not a product. And that being said, I'm not casting shade on anyone who takes them to treat a neurological illness or a type of cancer. Or, as I said earlier, there are absolutely applications. I just don't want you to be misapplying this product. And, another point that I've seen in my clients who have not followed my advice and taken them anyway, they tend to stall out and or gain weight. So it's not only not beneficial, it is actually potentially a detriment to your goals. And so, that is another thing to consider, because it is an energy source, right? When you take these ketones, they have oxidative priority over your own body's metabolism. And so you have to burn them before you start to burn your body fat. And I don't want to put anything before my body fat that needs to be burned. I would like to burn that first, please. Right? And so, not to drag on the topic, this is why they really aren't a good idea if your primary goal of being on a ketogenic diet is fat loss. So hopefully that doesn't get me sued, and take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining us on Keto Life Support. If you'd like more, you can join our friendly Facebook group, Keto Life Support. Can't find it? Go to ketolifesupport.com. If you ever want to suggest a topic for discussion, that would be the place to do it. We'd really, really appreciate it if you would go to your podcast app and subscribe, because that's awesome. And what would be super awesome is if you'd be so kind as to write a review for us. Though we would love it if that review was awesome, Just writing a review is all we ask. So have a fabulous keto week, and we'll see you next time.